Have you ever noticed something strange? Some people walk into a room, smile at everyone, start conversations, and instantly become part of the group. Others walk into that same room, find the quietest corner, cross their arms, look around, and barely say a word. Within minutes, people have already made up their minds. They're rude, they're cold, they think they're better than everyone.
But what if those awkward habits everyone judges aren't personality flaws at all?
What if they're actually survival moves your brain has developed over years without you even realizing it? And what if the very behaviors that make you seem unfriendly are actually protecting you? Let's find out. Imagine you're the new student walking into a classroom. Everyone already has their own groups. Conversations are happening everywhere. People are laughing, sharing stories, making jokes. You quietly walk in, look around, and choose the seat furthest from everyone else. You don't interrupt anyone. You don't introduce yourself. You simply observe. Within seconds, people start making assumptions. They don't want to talk. They're antisocial. They're probably arrogant. But here's something interesting. While everyone else is busy talking, your brain is doing something completely different. It's collecting information. Who's kind? Who's loud? Who interrupts people? Who actually listens? Who feels safe? Without realizing it, you're scanning the room before deciding where your energy should go. Psychologists call this social observation, and for many people, especially introverts, it isn't awkwardness, it's assessment. Think about it this way. If you were about to cross a busy road, you wouldn't just run across without looking. You'd stop, observe, watch the traffic. Only then would you move. For some people, social situations work exactly the same way. Their brain says, observe first, speak later, and suddenly, the habit everyone calls unfriendly starts looking a lot more intelligent. Now let's look at another habit people constantly misunderstand. Have you ever turned down an invitation, even when you liked the people inviting you? Maybe your friends asked you to go out. Maybe someone invited you to a party. Maybe your classmates wanted to hang out after school. And instead, you said, maybe next time. People assume you're avoiding them, that you don't enjoy their company. But here's the hidden psychology. Imagine your social energy is like your phone battery. Some people wake up with 100% every morning. Others wake up with 70, or 50, or sometimes even 30. Every conversation, every crowded room, every loud environment uses a little bit of that battery. Now imagine spending the entire day at school, answering questions, working in groups, talking to teachers, dealing with constant noise. By the time evening arrives, your battery isn't empty because you dislike people. It's empty because you've already spent everything you had. Your brain isn't saying, I don't like them. It's saying, I don't have enough energy left to enjoy this. That's a huge difference. Rest isn't rejection. Sometimes it's recovery. Here's the third habit, and this one confuses people the most. Someone asks you a simple question. How was your day? You answer, good. That's it. The conversation ends. People immediately think they don't want to talk. But what they don't see is everything happening inside your mind. Imagine your thoughts are stored inside a gigantic library. Thousands of books, thousands of memories, thousands of emotions. Now someone asks a simple question. To answer honestly, your brain first has to search through all those shelves. Which feeling is the right one? Where do I even start? How much should I explain? Will they actually understand? Will they interrupt me? Will I have to explain even more afterward? By the time your brain finishes searching, the easiest answer becomes good. One word. Not because you don't have more to say, because you have far too much to explain. Many quiet people don't speak less because they think less. They speak less because they think first. Something else begins happening over time. Your brain starts remembering previous experiences. Maybe you opened up once and someone laughed. Maybe you explained yourself and someone misunderstood. Maybe you shared your feelings and someone changed the subject. Your brain keeps records of these moments, not to punish you, to protect you. Every experience becomes data. Slowly, your mind begins asking one simple question before speaking. Is this worth the energy? If the answer feels uncertain, silence often wins. Not because silence feels better, because silence feels safer. Think about that. Most people believe confidence means talking more, but sometimes Real confidence is knowing when your energy deserves to be protected. The problem is, other people can't see this invisible process. They only see the outside: crossed arms, short answers, quiet behavior. And because the human brain loves quick conclusions, it fills in the blanks. Cold, unfriendly, distant. But those labels only describe what people observe, not what's actually happening. It's a little like seeing someone carry an umbrella on a sunny day. You might think it makes no sense, until you realize they checked tomorrow's weather forecast. Information changes interpretation, and psychology works the same way. Here's something fascinating. The people who seem the quietest in large groups often become the most talkative in the right company. Have you ever noticed that? Put them in a noisy party, and they'll barely say 10 words. Put them with one trusted friend, and suddenly hours disappear. They laugh, they tell stories, they share ideas, they become a completely different person. But are they really different? No, the environment changed, not the personality. The brain simply decided, this place is safe. And once safety appears, the protective habits slowly disappear too. So, maybe those awkward habits, crossing your arms, watching before speaking, declining invitations, keeping conversations short, aren't signs that you dislike people. Maybe they're signs that your brain has learned to protect something incredibly valuable: your time, your attention, your emotional energy. The truth is, every person has survival strategies. Some people talk more when they're nervous.
Others joke. Some become louder. Others become quieter.
Neither is right, neither is wrong. There's simply different ways the brain tries to stay safe.
The next time you meet someone who seems unfriendly,
Pause before judging them. There may be an entire world of thoughts behind that quiet face. And if you're the person who has always been called cold, awkward, or distant, maybe you've spent years apologizing for habits that were never flaws to begin with. Maybe they were simply your mind's way of protecting you until it felt safe enough to be yourself. Because sometimes, the strongest walls aren't built to keep people out. They're built to protect what's inside until the right people finally knock. If this felt familiar, comment below, observe first. Because chances are, you're not unfriendly at all. You're just protecting your peace.